So I went and found freeCodeCamp. Love them. They're amazing. Yay. Yeah. And I was like, I like checking things off boxes, and they have their curriculum of like, here's how to learn it. But if you do these projects, we'll give you a certificate. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Like, I'm going to get all the certificates. So I just started jumping in because I had already done lessons elsewhere. And I was like, I don't want to do the review lessons. I want to just go learn by building things. So I just went through, started with the front end projects, went to the D3 data visualization projects, went down to the back end projects, started on the full stack projects. And their whole thing is like, you won't get through this before you get a job. And I was like, we'll see, freeCodeCamp. I will put this to the test. So I just started building things, and then, you learn a lot about how to make GitHub work for you in that as well. So I made a little like front end code pen. Here are links to all the stuff that I made. Deal. Put that on my resume, and then tried to redo my resume, probably like at least 20 tries of like, what's the right balance of it's got to get down to one sheet. I want to highlight the projects without being like too pedantic about it. And mostly I have to drop all of my previous experience off unless it relates, which was like just gut wrenching. So yeah, I ended up having like my main portfolio. Here are all the links. Here's some pretty preview pictures of all those links. And of course, now I look back, I look at that code, and I'm like, I would not make any of the same choices for so many reasons. And part of it is just like what I was learning. I think I learned D3, V3, Angular 1. This will tell you exactly when I learned to code, right? By like what tools it was. By the time I'd been on the job for 6 months, every tool I had learned was out of date. So one, would have had to upgrade everything anyway. But then also like being on the job and seeing like, oh, object-oriented programming across a large thing makes a difference, as opposed to, here's my one little example page, who cares? Like, why am I gonna over-engineer this? And so I just look back now and I'm like, they could be so much better. But like, that's not the point, right? The point isn't to make the best website that's going to endure for all time. The point is to make enough stuff to show that you can learn, that you can make something, that you can fulfill a spec that the customer wanted. So a lot of it is still out there in the world, and the code is still on GitHub. And I'm just like, oh, please, no one judge me by this now.